Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be learning two things. We're going to be learning how to do an oil change in our 2014 BRZ, and we're also going to be learning if it was worth it. I hear a lot of speculation about how the convenience of getting an oil change done just at a drive-through spot is easier and more convenient, which makes doing your whole oil change with the cost of getting the oil, the filter, and doing it yourself a little bit of a wash up to see whether or not which one you want to do. But today we're going to do both, and we're going to call up our local Jiffy Lube afterwards to see how much it costs and see how much we saved. So I'm Brett, this is Stacy, welcome to the channel. Alright, so the materials you're going to need today is you're going to need a jack stand to lift it up, jack stands to keep yourself safe, a pair of gloves, which I would call optional, obviously the oil that you're going to use. The BRZ is recommended the 0W20, go with full synthetic because I do try to treat it nice and I do put it on track, so I do want good oil. Your oil filter, you're going to have your ratchet set, you're going to have your drain pan, and then your funnel as well. So that should be everything we need, and if there's anything else that comes up that I forgot, I'll be sure to mention it. Alright everyone, make sure that once you have it jacked up, you're going to place your jack stand right here on your jack stand lip. So make sure that you slide that in, and then when you drop it, the lip should come right down on the center of your jack stand. And be sure to bring it down slowly. We're good to go. Alright everyone, now that we have to lift it up, we're going to go under the hood and we're going to notice two things. One, this is our oil filter, and this is our oil cap. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to make sure we put it in a place that we're not going to lose it. And we're just going to place that here. We'll come back for this one later. Now that we are underneath the car, we're going to take a look at this spot here, and then we notice right there is our oil drain plug. So we're going to grab a socket and wrench, we're going to loosen that, and we're going to make sure that we put our oil drip pan underneath first. Alright, now that that's in place, we're going to get under here with our 14mm socket, and we're going to loosen it. And then it should, if I aim this correctly, go right into the pan. Oh, let's keep that in place. And that's why we throw down some cardboard. While this is draining, I'm going to go find some paper towel for my hand. New lesson. When you pull the drain plug, try not to drop it, because now I have to fish it out from the oil pan. Oh, and hopefully it doesn't take too long to find. There it is. Woo. Alright, so one thing we're about to do is we're about to put our drain plug back on. One thing to keep in mind is that it also has a washer that kind of comes with it. This is the old one, this is the new one. I didn't know exactly what it's called, but I told the person at the parts store I was looking for the drain plug washer. They knew what it was. I can't say if it's completely mandatory based on from some things I've seen online, but this is our old one and this is our new one, and they both look in really good condition, so maybe you can skip it, but that's your call to make. I'm gonna go put it in. And then we're going to start pouring in our oil. Alright, here we go. Let me get this back in here. Go hand tight for the moment. Grab our ratchet, and we're going to tighten it. There we go. All right, now that we have our old oil drained out, we have our cap removed, we're going to put in our funnel to try to make sure we get the least amount of spillage as possible. We're going to grab our oil and we're going to start pouring. Just to put it out there, the BRZ does recommend 5.3 quarts, which translates to 5.01 liters. This is a full 5-liter container from Canadian Tire. This is what most of them sell like. So I do have a little container in case I do need to top up, but this should do basically all the work. Oh, and I didn't miss any. Great job. There we go. Now remember to save this because we're going to use this container for our old oil. And we're going to put our oil cap back on. There we go. Now we're going to change our oil filter. I don't know how tight this is. I'm going to try to just do this but by hand. It is coming. Wonderful. There's our old one. We're going to put this aside. Boop. This is our new oil filter. This one is directly from Subaru. That's why it has all this writing on it. Let's see if I can find a logo. Boom, here we go. You don't have to get the manufacturer one. I'm sure you can get OEM. I wanted to make sure that I was getting a high quality one. Plus I was doing it for a video, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this one. And we're gonna get the plastic off it. And then from there, one thing you have to do is make sure you kind of tap your finger in this. Right, and then you go around the seal, and that is supposed to ensure that you maintain a good seal once you install this one. I don't know what the limit is, but this whole thing is supposed to be filter oil. I am just going to do the whole seal. Probably overkill. Let me know in the comments. All right, from there, it should just spin on. And we're gonna make sure this is nice and tight. And I will probably wipe my finger down and wipe it down with some paper towel, just because I did use some oil on this. And I'm going to do this, make sure it's nice and dry, make sure my hand is nice and dry, and go for a couple more tight squeezes. Cool. So now we're going to go to our dipstick. We're going to pull this out. We're going to use some paper towel to make sure that we don't kind of clean it off as we go in. Make sure obviously it's clean, should be empty, we just wiped it off. So we're going to place this back in here, and then we're going to pull it out, and then we're going to check our oil level using the dots. Now you can see on our oil level goes to about, here's our 2 dots. Dot at the top is their bottom. It's right around here. So we are in a good position. If I really wanted to, I can probably pour in a little bit more with the top up. So I'm just going to do this for now. I might do that later after the video. All right, so now we're about to pour our oil back into our container. One thing I want you to keep in mind, because I've done this before with this kind of oil pan, it's $10 versus the $25 Canadian, so probably a couple cents American oil pan with this drip nozzle. Every time I've used this, I've spilt. That's how I know to use the cardboard. I'm really hoping that splurging on this oil pan can get it into there. Honestly, without spilling anything, but I still have my cardboard just in case. Let's give it a shot. Smack that in there. This should be easy peasy, to be honest. And it's pouring and I'm not spilling. Wonderful. I would definitely recommend spending the extra few dollars or a few cents American to get this Gucci oil drip pan. A little bit off the side just because I'm trying to get the very last remnants of the drip pan. And oh, I can do that. There we go. Stick it in and wiggle it. That's what she said. Well, there you have it. That actually was pretty easy. All in all, even with stopping and going to taking the video, positioning the camera and all that stuff, this still probably took me less than half an hour total. So time-wise, pretty easy. Difficulty-wise, pretty easy. Now when it comes to cost, here's a disclaimer. I spent probably about a little over, probably about 120 bucks, 130 bucks getting everything. And I called my local oil shop, my drive-through oil shop, and they basically said a fully synthetic oil change on my car would be $150 with or without tax. They didn't specify. So I definitely spent less money doing this, but I even bought the oil drip pan, the topper upper of the oil, which I technically didn't need. So if I had only bought the oil, let's assume that I had everything previously, this is my second or third or 1 millionth time changing oil, I would have spent 40 bucks in oil, particular because this one was on sale. I would have paid 60 bucks for it at full price. So less than half price, a little bit of my time, a little bit more of my time to drop it off afterwards. Honestly, I'm probably just going to continue to do this. I'm kind of committed now that I have the fancy oil pan. So I hope you found this informative. Hopefully it helps you learn how to do everything yourself. I've learned how to do nothing. Let me rephrase. I've learned how to do everything I've done on my car myself. The front splitter, the spoiler, brake pads, brake rotors, brake lines, changing oil. I've done all this myself with just YouTube. I'm trying to give back. So if you like the video, like. If you want to see more, potentially subscribe. I just do sim racing and racing videos, but they're pretty average at best. Thanks very much. Peace.